Hello dear students, this is the first video of this week, class 8, chapter number 5, Introduction to Java. And in the previous week I have discussed about the compilation process, how you can compile a program in Java and how you can execute a program. I have given the sample programming, I have executed that one and you have learned all the things. Now in this week you will study the following topics. First one, identifier. Second one, rules for defining an identifier. Third one, Java keywords. Fourth, comments, how you can give comments to your programming language. And fifth one, understanding data types. What are the basic data types and what are data types which is used in Java. So you will study the following things. Now coming to the first one, identifiers. Identifiers are the names of variables, methods, classes, packages and interfaces. The name which you define to the variables or methods, class or packages are called identifier. In Java, you will need to identify many elements in your code, including class name, methods, fields, variables and package names. And the names you choose are called identifiers. You can specify any name, but you should not specify the name as keywords. Okay, because there are some keywords which you can't specify it in Java. Now, third point, identifiers must be composed of letters, numbers, the underscores and the dollar sign. You can compose your identifiers with the help of letters, numbers, underscores and dollar sign. Now coming to the rules for defining an identifier. What are the rules which you can use for defining an identifier? First one, the identifier can be a keyword or true, false or null. It cannot be a keyword. Okay, keywords are the special letters keywords are the special words which has some special meaning in Java. So you cannot write your identifier as keyword because then it will create the error. Second, an identifier can consist of letters, digits from 0 to 9, letters from A to Z, the underscore or the dollar sign. You can use these things for writing an identifier. Now third point, an identifier must start with a letter, an underscore or a dollar sign. You can start your identifier name with any letters or any underscore or dollar sign. Now last, I would like to give some example. For example, hello world, signature, system, string, age, color and heights are valid identifiers. Since Java is a case sensitive, so it will, if you will write age with capital letter and if you will write age with a small letters, then both are two different things in Java. Okay, because it is a case sensitive language. And identifiers, you can also give some another name to your identifier, but you should not give any keyword because keywords are predefined words in Java which has some special meaning. So you should not use keywords, but you can use some another name for specifying the class name, variable name, etc. Now what are Java keywords? Java has a set of keywords that are reserved words that cannot be used as variables, methods, classes or any other identifiers. Now here you can see Java, it is saying Java has a set of keywords. There is a set of keywords that are reserved words and that cannot be used as variables, methods, classes or any other identifiers. Now here method means function in Java. Okay, but in Java you cannot say function, you will say methods. The functions which you have used in Excel, okay, the same function, that type of function is used in Java. You can also make your own function, but you should say methods. You can also make your own methods in Java. Now second point, keywords are the words that have a specific predefined meaning in Java. There are some words in Java, there are some words in Java which has some special meaning, which are predefined, okay, and they cannot be used as variable names. Those keywords are not used as variable names. Now third point, the keywords of a programming language are the words that define the language, have a special meaning to the compiler, and cannot be used as identifiers. Those keywords are defined. Okay, those keywords are the programming language. Those keywords of a programming language are the words. Those keywords are some kind of words which are which you can use in Java because it has some special meaning. Okay, those keywords are the reserved words of Java which has some special meaning. Okay, which has some special meaning to the compiler, which tells the compiler that what it will work, and cannot be used as identifier. Those keywords cannot be used as identifiers. Now I would like to give the names of some of the keywords. Some of the Java keywords are if, break, char means character, int means integer, long, for, new, switch, etc. Okay, now coming to the another topic, children, comments. How you can give comments to your Java programming language. Comments. What are comments? Comments are added to a program for the following purpose. First, to make it more readable and understandable. You write the comment in the program so that the program is readable and you can understand the program. The compiler is not going to read your comments. Second, for future references. If you give the comments to your program, you can understand it for future references. Now, we can add comments in a Java program in the following ways. There are two ways of adding comments in your Java program. First, adding double forward slash. You can see double forward slash before the line which is to be commented. Suppose any line you want to comment, so you can put double forward slash before the starting of the line. This can be used only for single line comment. This double forward slash is used only for single line comment. Now second one, using a pair of forward slash star and star forward slash for multiple line comments. If you want to give multiple line comments in Java program, then you should start your comment by forward slash star, then you will write the multiple line comments, and you must close your comment with a star forward slash. Okay, so in this way you can add comments to your program. Your compiler is not going to read your comments. Okay, means in your program comments has no meaning, only you provide comments for understanding the program. Now coming to the data types, understanding the data types. Data types specify different sizes and values that can be stored in the variable. Suppose you have assigned a variable in Java, then you can assign many types of variables according to your requirement. There are two types of data types in Java. First is primitive data type and second one is non-primitive data type. What are primitive? Primitive data types include boolean, character, byte, short, int, long, float and double. These are the basic data types. And non-primitive data types, the non-primitive data types include classes, interference, and arrays. You can make your own class, you can make the array, you can make an array and define an array by yourself. You can define any name of the array. That will be non-primitive data types. You can define classes, you can define arrays, which comes under the category of non-primitive data types. Okay, now let us have a look. The 8 basic primitive data types are given below. First one is byte. It takes 1 byte memory in Java. Byte is a type of data types which you can use in a program for storing whole numbers from -128 to 127. Now second one is sort. Second one is sort. It takes 2 byte memory space and it stores the whole number from -3 to 768 to +3 to 768. Means you can store the numerical value from -32,768 to 32,768. You can store any value and that will work when you take your data type as sort. Now coming to the integer data type. It is int. It takes 4 byte of memory space and it stores the whole number from -2147483648 to 2147483647. You can see how long value is this. This type of long numbers can be stored in integer data type, which takes 4 byte of memory space in computer. Now long, which takes 8 bytes. Long, which takes 8 bytes of memory space, and you can see it can store the whole number from -9223372036854775808 to 9223372036854775 how long this number is. So when you take your data type as long, you can store a very large numbers and you can do the mathematical calculation on this type of large number. Okay, you can see there are many digits. Now coming to the next data type. Next data type is float, which takes a memory space of 4 byte and it stores the fractional numbers, means the number which is in decimal, sufficient for storing 6 to 7 decimal digits. Now coming to double takes 8 bytes. It stores the fractional numbers, means it also stores decimal numbers and sufficient for storing 15 decimal digits. Now coming to next data type, which is boolean. Boolean means true or false. It takes a memory space of 1 byte and stores only true or false values. Now next one is char data type. It takes a memory space of 2 bytes in Java and it can store a single character, letter or ASCII values. So in this way, these are the 8 basic primitive data types which you can use in Java for writing a program. Okay, so you have understood all the data types, comments, Java keywords and rules for defining an identifier. What are identifiers? So these topics you have understood very well. Okay, thank you children.